day, bro. It was a long day because last night I didn't get much sleep last night. About 3 hours of sleep I got because my net run it went late. It just went very late. I got home like 2:30 in the morning. Got to bed by 3. Um, Yesterday was just a rough day, back and forth, emotional relationship nonsense going on, which one of the things I want to talk about, right? A lot of times when you are caught up in your emotions, um, you delay going out there and doing what you need to do every day to achieve your goal, right? And a lot of people don't get that, right? Every single day that you delay pursuing the goals, dreams, aspirations, whatever it is you want out there, every day that you delay doing that is a reset, right? It is a reset. It is what you're doing is you literally backing up your success, right? I always tell people everybody's going to succeed eventually, right? Everybody's going to succeed eventually. The only difference is most people are going to run out of time before they do. So, anyway, got a little ice. I was going to crunch it, but I don't want to be rude. But anyway, such a beautiful day out today. I wanted to talk about cybersecurity and what I was doing today because I was working on HTML and JavaScript. And so I learned that HTML is a very, very simple language to learn. It's a very simple language to learn with a group of I'm not on the computer, so I really can't show you guys the commands. It's just group of commands that help you write web pages, right? And as you use your web page, you can use your web page for just about anything, from running a business to doing advertisements to just about anything. But it is literally the programming language to write web pages. So I started learning about that this week. Um, I didn't have class last night, yesterday. I have class tomorrow, which we'll be wrapping it up with a bunch of labs and stuff. But it is a very, very interesting language. You can do everything from boldness to italics to color to everything. So I know that doesn't seem all sexy and exciting to you guys, but it's just something I'm learning, And the one thing you want to always be doing is learning. You know, what's more important is learning things that are going to move you forward. So um, I am a firm believer. I mean, actually, believe it or not, I waver back and forth, guys. I'm doing the cybersecurity thing, and I'm committed to go all through with it because I believe that that is the step I needed to do the transition to remote working. But I only have about 2 months left, and even though I've learned a lot along the way, I don't see myself having enough knowledge to take on a cybersecurity position. Now, I may be wrong, I'll find out when I take the Security Plus test, and I'll find out when I take the Amazon Cloud Practitioner exam, and Assure Cloud Practitioner exam that I'll be taking, and the Network Plus exam. So after I'm done with class, I still have 4 different certification exams that I have to take, and even then, I don't know my level of handling cybersecurity job. Right? I know that I am phenomenal at following instructions. I can do that. I am very good at independent work. I can definitely do that. done some independent work, you know. I just don't know how I'm going to relate it to cybersecurity. So that is my rub. That is the work that I have to figure out. How am I going to bring all of that together to start my new remote career? And believe it or not, I'm not even sure, right, what my current situation is like, whether I even want to do remote. I don't know whether I want to do remote. I kind of like being around people. I just don't like doing low value stuff. You know. Speaking of, I really debate with my wife about our two different personalities. How I love to be seen, and she loves to stay hidden. You know, we both like getting the work done, but I like to get the work done with a big flair, and she likes to get the work done in silence. You know, zero recognition. So she said. You know, I don't know. I find that hard to believe. I think very rare that people do things for the benefit of other people for no recognition whatsoever that they did it for the benefit of other people. But you know, that is the story she has told me. So that is the story that I believe, or that is the story that I'm accepting. How about that? So anyway, guys, you cannot allow emotions to stop you from moving forward. I have spent my entire life blocking every single one of my blessings because I wasn't able to compartmentalize my emotions and keep pace with my progress. So what I do, I sat back, you know, I act like I was either tired or I act like I was just couldn't concentrate, or I started doing other things, other physical things. I'm definitely a physical person, so I've done a lot of other physical things, but overall, it was just me reacting emotion-wise and not getting things done. So you can't do that and be successful in life. You just can't. Right now it's 90 degrees, so I'm popping a little ice in my mouth just to uh, just to wet my wood, so I didn't feel like drinking any water. But anyway, guys, that's one of my main points, man. If you cannot control your emotions, then it is a sign of emotional immaturity. And a lot of people don't like that word immaturity, but it's the truth, right? You need a high level of emotional maturity in order to understand that you're feeling a certain emotion, right? And then compartmentalize that emotion, okay, in order to achieve a goal that you are setting out to achieve, right? And that goal may be to be consistently reading 15 minutes a day, right? And that may seem like something small, but over time, okay, you can learn a whole lot from focused concentration for 15 minutes every day. You can learn a lot from it. You know, a lot of people don't want to do controlled concentration, focused concentration, because they don't like what they hear in their own head, right? The voices that pound through your head of unworthiness, inequality, not good enough, can't get it done, failure, loser. All of those things, man. We love thinking negative things about ourselves. It's just what we do. We put ourselves down more times than we lift ourselves up. And in doing so, I'm gonna tell you, man, you are not going to get a lot done if you are your worst enemy. Because you can't escape yourself. I always talk to people about your circle of influence and the people that you're around. But if you're around yourself and you're beating yourself up, and you're around yourself and you are being broken down by yourself, man, that is a difficult place to be. I'm telling you, because no one knows you like you, and no one can beat you down like you. But I have a suggestion for you. It's okay that you realize that you have some flaws. It's okay. I mean, as a matter of fact, if you don't realize you have flaws, there's something wrong with you. Okay? But because we all have flaws. But the one important thing about realizing that you have flaws forward from emotional maturity, okay, to emotional immaturity, right? It separates the two. And that is you knowing that you have a flaw and then planning to do something about it to fix the flaw, right? It's one thing to say, "Oh my God, I'm an alcoholic. I'm addicted to porn. I'm can't get a job. Whatever. You know, uneducated, can't read, can't speak another language. Whatever it is, man. You know, it's okay to understand that you're all of those things, right? It's more important that you understand that you have a plan to no longer be that way, right? Because why would you want to stay somewhere? That's a sign of immaturity. Refusing to grow, afraid to grow, more so than just refusing, but just afraid. And when you're afraid to grow, you lack emotional maturity. Everybody needs to change. I know. Every time I sit down and have the tough conversations with my wife, I realize no more flaws that I have as a person who I am, as a husband who I am, as a human. And every time, maybe initially, I'm not all lovey accepting because guess what? I'm an emotional being. So yeah, I am going to feel some kind of way when she puts me down. But you cannot match her feminine energy with more feminine energy because you guys are about getting anywhere. It's going to be in a ridiculous loop of ridiculous emotions, right? You have to tap into your masculine energy, as I like to say it, and sit there and take it, understand it, and make the correction, right? Use people's attacks against you to fuel your success. Meaning, when people say stuff about you, don't just brush it off as an attack, and be all emotional about it. No. Say, okay, that's how you feel about me? You know? Let's see how you feel about me in 6 months when the change takes place. It's an option, right? It's an option. It's something you can do, right? You have control. If you leave somebody else in control, then you, my friend, all right, are now hopeless and helpless because the same person that will attack you about your flaws and all the things that are wrong with you, they're not going to help you improve yourself. They're not going to help you get better. It's not going to do it. So you have to work on that, man. You have to work on that. You know, implement the plan to make a change. Implement the plan to make a change, guys. You know, that's where the power lies. And a lot of people they just don't pick it up, right? Because they're so caught up in the words that were said to them and how they were said, emotion wise, that they totally lose the fact that regardless of the emotional charged words that came at them, there may be some truth in it. And that's why it hurts. Right? A lot of times, as they say, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. And I think for 20 years of law enforcement that I spent, that I started to learn that everybody doesn't sugarcoat things when they say it to you. And some people have diarrhea in the mouth, and some people they just need to speak their piece, whether it's their business or not. But you got to use every single drop of information that comes your way to your little gold mine, taking out the things that you need to use to improve to make you better. That has been my go-to. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not fun at all. It sucks, right? Taking all of that hurt and people bearing down on you and talking about you, putting you down and saying all of your flaws, laying them all out, feeling good about it when they do it too, right? And by the way, guys, they're not going to give you credit when you change. People like that don't give you credit when you change. People that talk about you and put you down and they try to invoke an emotion out of you to put you down, they're not looking to change you. They're looking to break you. Okay? So don't get broken by people like this. People like this don't care for you. Just because they know the truth about you and they put things out about you doesn't mean that they care for you. So keep that in mind. Allow them to talk whatever talk they're going to talk. Listen, take it in, absorb it, and grow from it. That's all. Grow from it. And grow in silence, right? You don't need a whole public display of your growth plan and things that you are doing to get all great. You don't need that. Grow in silence. Grow in silence, man. And distance yourself from people so that the next time they see you, they will see, okay, a visual difference in who you are. That's how you do it. That's how you change. That's how you make improvements to make yourself better, right? You distance yourself. You work on yourself. Okay. You learn how to take criticism, accept it, and keep moving afterwards. That's one thing people would love to see you crippled because of something that they said. It gives them a sense of power. It literally gives them a sense of power. So take that power away and put that power back in your own hands. Take control of your own life and yours is fuel and education. So I know I didn't talk much about cybersecurity today. Like I said, I had a rough night, but I still want to hop on and speak to you guys a little bit. And from that point on, that's it, man. I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Make sure you guys check me out on my Spotify tonight, on Spotify podcast. And I'm going to put the link in the description on Spotify podcast. And also, make sure you go over to tennisstylebook.com to grab a copy of the book and audiobook, Top 25 Mistakes in Life and Good Life, as well as Amazon. All right? I will talk to you guys tonight. Go on Spotify.